Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here at the Alamo City Music Hall to welcome Louisiana's Black Metal Slayers back to San Antonio. And I have with me the man Ben Falgoust of GOATWHORE. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing awesome. How you doing?
Too many laughs already with you.
Yeah. We already did like a whole 30-minute interview before you even started doing this.
I know, man.
You know? Everybody missed all the good shit.
Don't worry, they're going to see it. They're going to see it.
All right, I guess so.
Great to have you back in San Antonio, man. How you doing? You look good.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to accept the grays on this side, right?
It's all the real work. The harsh life you live.
Yeah. No, everything's cool. What, we're 4 shows in?
Yep.
Yeah. Everything's going good.
Now, last time I spoke with you was 2016. And as you mentioned, we were at the humble abode. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was it, yeah.
And it was right before I think you were going to go to Illinois to record Vengeful Ascension.
Yeah.
So let's kind of start there. I think last time when we had talked about the Constricting record, I had kind of mentioned that I felt that record was an elevation for the band. And I know that with Vengeful Ascension, you said, Rob, we're still going to continue to refine what we do. And you kind of said, we're going to bring in a new producer to work with, and this is going to be a total change for us. We're going to record in Illinois. Looking back now, because the record dropped in the summer of 2017, how did all of that kind of pan out for the band?
It worked out really well. It was a different approach. We had our sound engineer, Jarrett, who came with us, and he did everything, and we had Chris Commons mix everything, and it was different people involved, but I think it went in a really cool direction, And the studio that we were at, Earth Analog in Illinois, was amazing. We did everything on 2-inch tape, and then of course it gets dropped into digital, but it's just about capturing that sound on tape and everything.
Is that what the reel to reel is? Is that what you call that?
Yeah. So but it was I guess at certain points you just have to try something different when you're going along as a band and just do a variation in what you're doing and see how things come out.
I have to tell you, man, I love the record, and I feel like your vocals are like the best vocals I've ever heard from you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Did you do anything differently, or did you? I mean, was there anything that Jarrett kind of helped you with vocally on this one?
Well, I mean, when we were doing the vocals, me and Jarrett bounced ideas a lot off of each other. We would do stuff, and Jarrett, he was like, I don't know if you want to hear this from me, because some people don't want input because that's what they do. He goes, but if you don't mind me saying something, I was like, no, go ahead, because I always feel like it's good when there's another individual that hears something that you don't necessarily hear, even though you're still doing it. And he'd be like, well, what if you approached it like this, or you did it like that? So, and then I would go, oh, that's unique. What if we did it like this? And so we would try some different things and change some things around. So it was really cool with it, Well,
that was the reason you brought him in, I guess.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't really know that it was going to get to that point. I was just like, oh, here we go. I'm going to go do vocals, and and I'll do my vocals, and these are my ideas. And then I had a guy that's like, because he's familiar with all this extreme music and things like that, and he's recorded things. He's played in a band called Eulogy back in the day and stuff like that, and so it's like he knows what's going on with extreme music. So he has his own ideas too. So it's cool that he can kind of bounce things, and we would get and we kind of get the ball rolling and be like, oh wow, let's try this. And that's the thing too, when you're in the studio, it's like, let's try something. So. Because if it doesn't work out, you can always be like, erase it. It's not cool. So.
And you have him on the road with you too, right? Doing sound?
Yeah. He's with us right now.
That's great.
He comes out with us. And the thing about it was too, it was like he was a guy that knew what we were sounding like coming out of a PA, so he could kind of apply that to the whole studio thing. Some people are like, oh, I don't know if you should use your sound guy as a person to record because it's 2 different feels, but what if you take that element where he can take that knowledge of how it comes out of a PA and try to apply it to something that's going to go to a record,
Did you freeze your ass off that time, those 3 weeks you were up there?
It got kind of cold up there. The place was really cool though. I mean, it's not like this elaborate fancy studio or anything, but it's really, really nice, and it's really homey, It's 2 levels. On the top level it was like a living quarters with a kitchen and stuff, and we'd stay, and then you come downstairs and the whole bottom was a studio.
Yeah. Cool.
And we just had, and And it was like in this little small town, and it wasn't really a lot around. And it was like a Walmart like 15 miles away. We would drive to get groceries and stuff and bring them back and all that stuff. But it was cool. I just think I was really comfortable there and really like relaxed in general. So.
Yeah. This is the band's 7th record already. You're 7 records in. You've had your long history with Metal Blade Records. How do you feel about already kind of being 7 records in the career of what is GOATWHORE?
I think it's really good, and I still think that there's like even more good shit to come. Actually. Yeah.
So the band definitely has not hit its peak.
No, I don't feel like it's not, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying that I feel like that peak is still there, because you see so many bands hit it so early, and then everything just kind of drops. And I feel like we're still kind of like going on that level where it's gonna still get to it.
Yeah, killer. So for all you people out there who have not yet gotten a hold of the latest from GOATWHORE, it's called Vengeful Ascension. No, it just came out it's about a little over a year old. Yeah,
June 2017.
June 2017, out on Metal Blade Records. Be sure to look for it. Download it after you watch this interview. It's definitely brutal. 10 tracks of New Orleans black metal.
Yeah, a little mixture in there.
Doesn't get better. So, let's talk about what you're doing right now. You guys are always busy. Always kind of staying on the road. You guys have
did a lot of European stuff this year. Like we, in February, March, we were out in Europe with Sepultura, Obscura, and Fit for an Autopsy. And then we did them dates with Satyricon.
Yeah.
And then we went back to Europe to do some festival stuff and things like that, and did like shows in between the festivals with like Dying Fetus and Toxic Holocaust. And now we're out doing this Metal Alliance thing.
Didn't you guys do that Knotfest thing in Colombia thing?
Oh, yes, we did that last weekend.
Cool, right?
Yeah, with Judas Priest and all. Fuck, man.
Yeah. So did you like do a little fan?
I've seen Judas Priest like 3 times this year, dude. We were in Slovenia and we saw him, and we saw him in Colombia when we played, and then we saw him in Biloxi, Mississippi. When we were home, they were on that tour, and they played the Gulf Coast Coliseum there.
Yeah. Were you guys being fanboys and stuff?
Well, I mean, we didn't get backstage or anything, but we went to the show, and it was an awesome time. So.
Sammy didn't go back there and say, "Do you know who the fuck I am?"
Oh, you know, he's the.
I did. I met Richie Falk, and he was really nice.
No, in Colombia, but not in Biloxi.
No, in Biloxi we didn't see him. I saw Pepper Keenan at the bar.
Nobody wants to party in Biloxi. See, everybody wants to party in Colombia.
We partied in Biloxi.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
we partied in Biloxi, but we just didn't get to go backstage in Biloxi.
Yeah, we had to hang out at the bar with the normal people.
Oh,
You
God.
see, in Colombia,
With all the peasants.
since we were playing, we could kind of weasel around a little bit.
Oh, God. Yeah, yeah. That's interesting. I'm glad that you guys are doing all these great things, and GOATWHORE is becoming a staple and a very strong staple in our scene. Just that I was remiss also. I don't want to leave Vengeful Ascension just quite yet. I was really taken back by the theme of the record and the Luceferian kind of premise that follows lyrically. So quickly, Ben, can you share a little bit about that? I think it's quite cool, and I think a lot of people want to hear about that.
Like, I've written about things with it in the past relating to like Milton's Paradise Lost,
Right.
and the story of like Lucifer being cast out and everything like that. But then when you go deeper into things and you start reading stuff about it, you start to see like the elements of, him being cast out, and then him going from the bottom trying to get back up to the top again to regain a spot, wherever it may be. And it goes with human nature too. It's the same thing. Not everybody falls into bad times, but a lot of us do fall into bad times. And when we go down that far, it's the same way, and we fight to get on the top. But the journey from the bottom to the top, you come across a lot of things. And when you read like Paradise Lost, or you go into elements, revolving around Lucifer and stuff like that within the stories, you see that impact that even Lucifer did that too as well. And they had the element of finding different things on the way back up, the ascension,
Yeah.
And I know people might say, oh, well, it's Vengeful Ascension. Well, yeah, like I feel like certain like emotions and strategies mentally within people and ideas like that or a type of emotion or used to throttle something to get back to a place that you need to be. And sometimes the idea of vengeance or something like that. But within that structure, when you're going back up, you realize it wasn't the basis of that. There was more to it, and there's more element in building up to the top again.
I think that's very interesting, and I think you said something pretty profound. I think we all struggle with our demons and our vices. And I do believe that all people struggle, except that just some people just hide it better than others.
Yeah, no, I agree. They do. Some people just deal with it better than others.
True.
So it's all on that whole line with it. And a lot of people, they're not really into like the evil thing or whatever they call it. But it's like it's literary, and not only that, even. I mean, it goes to stories in Bibles. It goes from a story from like Milton's Paradise Lost. It goes through time of these stories, and you start to see he's an anti-hero in a sense. He's a hero in the essence of someone struggling to get to a point. Like you said, we've all been there. We've all had to do it. It might have been once. It might have been 7 times in your life that you did it. Sometimes people go all the way down there and they never do figure out a way back up. So
or they die.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, in some ways I feel like, it gets a bad rap. People don't understand that's like, you got to put it to like human nature and how we are, because it fits so close to it. Yeah.
Now, as we look ahead, I mean, the end of 2018 is almost upon us. What do you guys have planned for the new year?
We'll probably start working on some new stuff.
Oh, wow. It's about that time.
Yeah. We'll probably start. I mean, we have been working on new things, like in between tours. Yeah. Sammy has a bunch of stuff he's been putting together. We've been tossing things around like that. So we have a couple of things, kind of skeletons of it, not fully intact. But we'll definitely probably start getting into the grit like in the early part of next year. I think we'll do a few more tours next year, maybe another trip back to Europe. A few other little small things, maybe a little U.S. run or something like that, but mainly it'll be the most part of the year probably be working on all new stuff and getting everything in line for that.
Awesome. Ben, it's been such a pleasure to have you on our program again. It's always fun to see you, man.
Man.
I dig your vibe, and you always have good energy about you. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. You've been doing this for a fucking awesome time, man. A long, awesome time supporting a lot of fucking bands working fucking hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's all worth it, man. I love the music, and I have a passion for talking with musicians and helping them get the word out.
What's going on in here?
See, I knew after a Jack Daniels shot, he'd be better.
Just saying hi to everyone.
So, Ben, any last words? Anything you'd like to say or share about GOATWHORE, or any personal last words?
I ain't sharing nothing about GOATWHORE. Well, actually, wait. When is this going to get posted?
It could be next week.
Dude, okay, so right now on this tour, we have a VIP package. Okay? It's a scavenger hunt. But what it is it's this, we have this like unique GOATWHORE item that you could get if you find these hidden keys that we place around the venue, but you got to be part of the VIP thing. And when you find the key that opens the lock to this box, there's something in it that's unique from us that we kind of offer that's like handmade, and there's 25 shows, so there's only 25 of them.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's already been going on at every show, but
Why you keep looking at me?
Have they been? Because I'm like, you got to be sober to go look for keys and stuff. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to do that.
You got to be there like an hour before the doors open. So, I mean, what time are you starting to drink?
When he wakes up.
And also as you talk about goodies for the fans,
This was the thing. It was like like a lot of tours talk about VIP stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like usually like this thing, and everybody comes in, they meet the band, and it's like, hey, how you doing? Let's take a picture. We wanted to like present something a little bit more and offer like some kind of item that was unique.
Yeah.
And people could kind of, rustle around, be interactive, and be a part of it as well.
Yeah.
We won't post a picture of the item, but the past people that have found the right key to open the thing, to get the item, they can do it, because we want the people to be the ones to present what's going on with this.
Some kind of collector's goodie.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely, because like I said, there's only 25 of them for the 25 shows on the Metal Alliance tour. So,
And
it's handmade too.
Cool. I didn't talk about.
Sammy made it. He was like, no,
He was sewing after the show. I didn't talk about also that 3,000 limited edition spellbook, which is a supplement to Vengeful Ascension, which was really cool. You guys released a bunch of imagery and then like 13 live tracks and stuff like that.
It came with 2 CDs.
Yeah, I saw it. Very cool.
With live stuff, like material that we released on like either like 7-inch records and stuff like that. And then it's not really spellbook. I kind of see it as like a manifesto.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Are there still any available at this point?
No, actually they're gone.
Wow.
They're gone.
Wow.
Yeah, they went really well.
He's doing it again. He keeps fucking looking at me when he should be looking at you.
Because you're giving me the evil eye, man. You're looking at me.
He's giving you. He's
dressing room.
He's looking at you because he's like, God damn, finish this interview already, Rob.
Let me watch my videos on my phone. Ben, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Great to have you.
Thank you.
Remember, everyone out there, the latest from GOATWHORE is called Vengeful Ascension. You saw the man Ben right here only on Rob's MetalWorks.